everybody. Welcome back to We Bought a Mic for part 2 of our mid-year draft. We're giving you our 25 favorite things of 2025 so far. If you haven't listened to part 1, be sure to check that out. Let's get right into part 2.
Okay, so I'm now looking at my list of things that I want to draft, and I don't we only have 3 picks left.
Dude,
here.
I don't even want anything else.
Well, we're at the point where it's all personal preference. I'm going to go with the only other movie that I truly loved this year that I would actually put up there as just something that I love that I think has a good shot of being in my top 10 of the year. And that's The Life of Chuck. Wow. This is a movie that you saw yesterday, I think. Based on your face, I'm going to guess you did not love it. Here's the thing. I'm part of
I don't know how you're going to talk about this movie.
Well, I am hesitant to talk about it too much because it's still a lot of places it's still pretty limited. A lot of people have not seen this movie. So it is a movie that
I drafted this in our film league.
You feeling great about
it's already out?
Points it's gonna score? It just came out. It came out last week.
Nobody saw it.
Yeah, what happened?
Well, it's having a limited rollout. I don't really know.
Friendship?
But it's in Orlando.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Somehow, Friendship is a more normal movie than The Life of Chuck.
Yeah, this movie seems like the least marketable thing I've ever.
Did you?
Oh, you have no idea.
Did you watch it?
I saw it last night.
So it is
thinking that maybe I would draft it, but
it is not marketable in some ways. I also think that this is very much a throwback. If this movie was released in 1994, I think this movie could make $300 million. I think that this shares a lot of blood with a lot of classic Zemeckis movies. I'm saying classic, I'm saying 90s Zemeckis, not here.
I got guns.
Here's the thing.
They won't go. Spirits in my head.
I'm really curious.
That song would fit so well in The Life of Chuck.
Yeah, it honestly would. I'm really curious, but
I'm not gonna watch this.
I'm really curious, Drew. No, I want you to see The Life of Chuck because I'm curious what somebody who's not in the Flanagan hive thinks.
Where does it rank?
I'm not a Flanny head.
I think that it's it has some of Flanagan at its absolute best, where there's monologuing. I'm sorry, Drew, but I go to movies to watch people talk like they don't normally talk in real life because I think that real life is boring and stupid.
I think monologues come from the medium of theater because they didn't have cameras to keep things interesting, and so they were forced to just depend on the only thing they had, which was people talking. And now we don't need that anymore because cameras can do cool things.
I think that there's a reason why theater is
the Bly Manor line. Where does it lie?
Oh, way above.
Above the Bly Manor line.
Yes. Way
above the
above.
Midnight Club.
I would say that it's only behind, at least for me, his 2 best things, which is Midnight Mess and Hill House.
Wow.
I think come there. right there.
So then why are we dogging on it?
Well, what's going on? Hold on. I wouldn't say this is a bad movie. I would ultimately come out positive because, like you said, I love a swing.
I know. I was gonna say you love a swing.
It's a movie that's
that's
told in 3 acts. So it is about the first when you were watching the first act specifically, you're gonna be like, I don't know what the fuck is happening right now.
And I loved it.
And you just have to kind of let the movie wash over you. I think that the second act is kind of a make or break point for a lot of people.
Off.
I fucking loved it. I thought it's a masterpiece, and we're going to talk about the WBAMs of one of the scenes of the year.
It's a great scene.
There's a scene with Tom Hiddleston that happens in that moment that is Hiddleston doing his fucking thing.
I wanted to watch the first movie and then the first chunk of the movie, and then it just goes away.
Well, but then I think that also another thing is that this is a movie that really how you come down on it. And this was how it was because I saw this in an advanced screener. And how people came down on it was how they settled on the ending. This is very much a movie that it comes down to how you feel about the way that this story that you're watching wraps up and how it kind of circles back in on itself.
It is a movie it's been sitting well in my head the more I think about it. I was pissed off in the theater, and then as I sit on it,
I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it walking out of the theater and sitting there thinking about it. It did make me cry. Maybe weep like a little baby. But in the week since then, and just thinking specifically about like movies that are like lasting, and we're gonna talk about the slop line and like what's actually good, what's actually like making a lasting impact, where I'm just like going about my life and I'm like, thanks Chuck for 39 great years. Like that's just kind of a thing that is like lasting in my head. Yeah. Some of the messages of Life of Chuck that you're not going to watch another movie this year that is going to be comparable to something like this. And that is what I'd love to see.
I mean, it's like baby's first art movie in a lot of ways. Like a lot of people are going to find this is like a
I know what you're meaning that, and I know it's not as negative.
No, he did
like a gateway.
Just said it.
It's like a gateway.
It is a
movie
gateway to it. Yes.
To something like David Lynch, just off the top of my head.
Is it like that episode of The Studio where the hotel scene was like dog shit? Like, is that what's happening here?
No. It's not like that, because it's not that it goes on for too long. It just, it becomes different things at different points in the movie.
Uh-huh.
Like tonality, it kind of shifts in some
It doesn't
ways.
really have a main character.
I'm really
It doesn't have a main.
Well,
it's called The Life of Chuck.
It does very much have a main character. But I will say,
Are you kidding?
it is almost like the life is the main character more than Chuck. You know what I'm saying?
Drew's gonna be sick to his
This is
And
why
Ernie
I don't
knows
let myself buy a gun.
Ernest, that's exactly what I fucking mean by that.
We're getting
I kill
hurricane.
myself on air
Here's the
so many
here's the thing.
times.
Drew. Maybe we're all kind of Chuck. Okay. Maybe the life of Chuck is inside of us all.
No,
I would love for you to see this movie just because I don't know.
I'm so high on Flanagan, and it's like I don't know whether I should go in thinking like it's good or
look.
bad.
This movie won the audience award at TIFF. Man, I fucking love this movie. I think this is great. I think that like there is
Canadians
a crowd pleasing aspect of this movie, like especially for like somebody who is maybe a little bit more sophisticated. I'm calling you unsophisticated if you don't like this movie. I think that like there is a lot there to love that is within this. The performances are fucking phenomenal.
I love Matthew Lillard.
Hey, that's now I'm
great.
Interested.
He's great in some of the moments.
I wanted to watch the first act. I just wanted that movie.
Here's the thing. I thought that the first act, it got all the juice out of it that it could squeeze.
It is based on a short story, and it really feels like that.
But I think that it shares a lot in common. This is the thing I said to Ernest, and I've said to a couple people after this, where a lot of normal, I don't want to say normal people, but a lot of people might bump up against
Slop
it is Flanagan.
I'm so scared.
Gets right on the line between becoming so saccharine that it becomes like corn dog.
Oh,
And
it's
I think,
so corn dog.
I think that Stephen King, when he's not doing doing
you got
horror,
a corn dog,
also
corn ball,
is right
corn
on
meal.
the fucking line of saccharine. So this movie is writing a very, very fine line.
Yeah.
I was in on it. Like personally, I bought in that I was on the side that like I said, I wept during this movie.
I
like
mean,
it really
got me too, but
really
I
affected me.
didn't like it. I was crying and I was angry.
Don't do
about
the
it.
voice.
When that little boy, is that Mike Flanagan's son?
Oh, is it?
The little kid.
I hope it's a better actor than his wife, because his wife is not a good actor and he puts that girl in everything.
When that little boy dances,
here's the
I
thing.
cried every time.
Bad take. First of all,
I'm hopeful. I'm gonna watch it, but I'm terrified.
Kate Siegel, 1, she's beautiful. 2, she's a good actress.
No one said anything.
She actually has.
She's in this.
She is in this movie. And I think that she is actually great. She's only in like a scene of this movie, and it's a phenomenal scene.
Listen, I'm very interested in the movie because Flanagan, if nothing else, is like very daring. Like he's willing to do whatever. I don't agree with his execution, but I love his ideas. For example, like I think the idea of Midnight Mass is like one of the coolest ideas for anything in years. I just didn't love the way it was executed. I don't think I'm gonna like the movie, but I'd love to watch it.
I want you to watch it mostly.
It's very
I'm just
unique.
interested in discussing it. Look, Ernie's got fucking Alex Garland. I've got Flanagan. We all got to have our boys.
I've got Kyle M.
This is and that's the real you.
Life of Chuck. Thanks for 39 great years.
Baby's first art movie.
All right.
That was
Danny.
rude. That was fucking.
That was
rude.
so.
That was,
it was
was so
meaner
mean.
because you didn't mean for it to be mean. That made it meaner.
Jesus.
what you
that was
got?
fucking uncalled
Yeah,
for.
I don't know. I'm terrified.
I'm gonna draft
I,
like fucking Gizzard or something like that.
I
to
love.
make
I
you
love.
mad.
I haven't drafted them yet.
Is it up now?
No.
No. Okay.
No,
Yeah, 'cause
I,
it's
I don't know
Hey,
if I'm gonna draft.
guess
them.
what? It's not gonna get.
It's
back
too
to
hard to listen to them after the 3 concerts that were not. You know,
Mm,
it's
fair.
tough. It hurts. You know.
I can't
But-
listen to String Cheese for that same reason. For the 12 concerts that I missed of Halloween last.
Oh, at Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have too many. That's my problem with Halloween. They have like fucking 6 sets of string cheese.
You wish.
You know,
here's
like,
the thing.
dude.
You wish it was only 6.
Yeah, well,
Every time you look, there's another set of cheese.
dude, it's
happening.
insane. Like,
Unannounced sets.
but like they'll do
all
it on
day.
like Saturday night.
It's
where
like they're
5
outside of
o'clock.
your tent right now. It's 5 in the morning and they're playing.
Yeah, it's like 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock, special 10 o'clock. Yeah,
Glampers only.
yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. That's the only thing.
Upside pineapple set.
That festival is so cool, but like I like string cheese, but like maybe a set or 2. But like, dude, I can't do fucking 6 sets. Anyway, I won't be drafting Gizzard, but I will be drafting another kangaroo pilled band, the Psychedelic Porn Crumpets.
Nice.
PPC baby.
Mhm.
Carpe Diem Moon Man.
Great album.
Amazing
It's a good album. I
Yeah.
haven't had as much time with it, but it's a good album for sure.
Yeah, I think it's their album to we're done being that math rock metal band from Australia and we're going to try to do some cool shit. And they really branch out on a lot of different things. They talk about like a lot of different like it gets a little emotional at points, but you know, they hit you with that usual chaos right at the beginning of it. And then
It's got some heft to it.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's they're expanding, you know, the boys are growing. And I just want to know, I invited you to their concert at the Social and
I wasn't locked in.
you said no.
I'm sorry. I was recovering from a surgery, so I couldn't fucking go.
He has an excuse.
I hadn't
Yeah.
listened to the album.
I do like psychedelic porn crumpets. You know that I'm a little bit hesitant to visit down under, because of what you can contract down there.
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah, I couldn't go because I'm no fab, and
I usually
the name alone.
I
makes me
would have wrapped
so
it
hard.
before I walked into the social.
Did I tell you
Um,
about the first time I saw them at the Social? They're like these little tables like on the sides, and like I was able to sit like at 2 of the seats, and there was another couple that sat next to us. And while Mitzel went to go get me a drink, and then the other couple, the girl, went to go get a drink, and I was talking to her boyfriend or husband or something, whatever. And I was like, "Yeah, dude, so you like the Psychedelic Porn Crumpets?" Like usual concert talks, and he's like, "Well, I've never heard of them, but I like psychedelics and I like porn, so chances are I'll like them."
Holy moly!
Do you
Crumpets
think,
hate him.
He hated the show. Watching him, he's just like,
He thought it was like for gooners.
yeah, dude, he was just watching the show and he's just like fucking hated the entire thing.
That's
and like
so funny.
the girlfriend was singing the entire time. I'm like, dude, I feel so
That
fucking
might be the
bad.
first time that like a girlfriend has ever tried to get her boyfriend into an Australian psych rock band.
Yeah,
That's
it was-
really good.
it was insane.
I will
But yeah,
say
this album's great.
it's tough. They have a tough band name for recommending
with
to people, because I've just casually put them on before, like in the car, like their last album that came out that I enjoyed a lot. Put
almost
them
like,
on.
hey, who
with
is
Guy,
this? Oh, it's
Psychedelic Porn Crumpets, and Guy is just like, oh, I see like the light leave her eyes like halfway through.
It's so
like
not cool.
I don't want to say who this is.
This is Rainbow Kitten Surprise. This is Epic Reddit Bacon.
You know, similar thing to Rainbow Kitten Surprise, which is like a good band that has like good songs, and then it's like,
They've canceled like 15,000 too many shows.
Well,
to
yeah.
like, you know, like I liked them for a little bit, but now it's like, I don't know, it's too much at this point. And they keep trying to come back every time. And every time I've had like 3 concerts of theirs canceled, including this Bonnaroo. So it's like, I don't know.
So
Too much.
this is your Australian pick for the year.
This
so
is my
far.
Australian pick for the year so far. I think
I thought it was going to be Babe Rainbow for a second.
Babe Rainbow is sick. I'm surprised you're
It's
locked
really
in.
good.
No,
I'm
it
surprised
is.
you're
That's
locked
a-
in.
That's a good one.
I can't believe you're locked in.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah,
They're on
You
PDM
sent-
Records
you
too.
sent them to me.
Oh, good.
I got the newsletter.
do you guys have like a private Australian chat that you guys just taught? And it's like,
There's actually
Oi!
there's an Australian spoilers chat in the WBAM
Oh, okay.
Discord.
It's really- it's-
And
It's upside down, so I could never
Yeah.
read it.
It's all the way at the bottom, upside down. You got to like scoop in, you know? If you haven't visited the WBAM Discord, you definitely should. Lots of goofs, lots of gaffes, tons of fun, lots of memes. You have a great time.
And you could join that Discord if you just send us your money.
$5 a month.
$5 a month.
Cool.
That was
All
a
right,
good,
Danny.
Good little look at that. You're basically doing ad reads for us.
Honestly, I just
That's
want more
great.
people in there. It's so much
Wow.
fun.
Let's see.
True. You get 2.
All right, one. This is a surprising pick. It's a surprise to me. It's probably gonna surprise you guys. I'm gonna take the Turnstile album.
Whoa, that's what I was going to pick if I
Okay.
didn't get this.
This is a great album.
So my pick
It
was going to
is.
be Turnstile Summer, not just
Hey,
Turnstile.
I like it. Yeah, the new album Never Enough. I actually like it more than Glow On.
Huh. Okay.
The reason is because he's letting his voice be more normal and melodic, and it's obviously that partially like that's because this album is like a little bit less, punky and hardcore than Glow On. That in itself, like when I heard that, I was like, oh, like it's probably like I'm probably gonna like it less because like that's so baked into who Turnstile is. My only issue I've kind of ever had with Turnstile is like when he's doing his hardcore vocals, he sounds like the guy from Jane's Addiction, and I hate that guy.
Harry Farrell.
I'm not a fan of that voice, and so I found it grating at times. And I think that he has a really, really good, like dynamic melodic singing voice, and he unlocks it a lot in this album. In general, they're a really fun band. There's like a cool simplicity to what they do where like if you've ever been in a band, like you could see like approaching music in the way they do. I guess it's a weird way to say it, but like a lot of the time, like I'll like imagining like the process of like Black Country New Road. It's like
it's foreign. It's impossible.
Yeah, it's like, well, how are you guys writing these? Like,
Yeah.
there's no way you're writing these together.
Yeah, you
like,
reach
it's
out and you're like,
one of-
I'm gonna start this part. I'm gonna write the 5/4 part, and then you write
yeah,
the 4/4
exactly.
part,
It's like,
and then we'll-
what, yeah, like you're coming to the band with like a formed song because there's just no way to collaborate on these weird ass fucking songs. It's not like jammy music. This is music that sounds like garage band music.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like you're like, hey, look, check out this riff I came up with, and then the drummer's like, oh hell yeah, I know what to do here. Yeah. And then they built on that with like, I really like all the choices they make with synths, which is again like
Like that little Baltimore underground, like electronic part
Yeah,
at the end of it was one of the singles.
yeah, it's one of the earlier, there's just a lot of that. There's like usually that would be a huge pitfall for a band like of this nature. Like when indie bands, especially punkier bands, like get into the synths, it's usually a disaster. And they just have very discerning taste with production. It's a lot of just like good old like classic sounding like reverbed out indie guitars, like almost like Mac DeMarco-y at points.
Well, some of the songs like gave me almost like Pink Floyd vibes.
Yeah, well, that's because like they're slowing things down a little bit.
Yeah.
Like they're not going all out, but these songs are still built on like really solid like punk riffs. Like they're built on like the building blocks of just like being a high schooler in a band in a way that I think is really fun.
Did you watch the cinematic component with this?
I was gonna ask.
No.
Yeah, it actually played in theaters.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to see it, but
Oh yeah, I remember seeing.
Is it a concert or a?
no, it's like
It's like
do
a
you
music
remember when
video.
Foxing put out their whole like collaboration with the Draw Down the Moon? That was like
I don't think
an
so, no.
extended music video.
Yeah,
that
it's like a
kind of
music
played
video for
throughout
the entire thing.
It actually beat Elio at the.
Oh, shit. Never enough over audio.
I need to give this album more time because I've listened to this
It's a
couple
grower.
of times, and it's, to me, it just felt like a neutered Glow On.
It
Shares so much DNA with Glow On, and not that I wanted them to like change drastically because Turnstile has a specific sound, and like I know what I'm getting into when I throw on a Turnstile
It's very
album.
vibes driven.
It's just like
Yeah,
it's a
I
lot.
love the song. What's the song that has the horn line in it? Is that a
Yeah, that rocks.
The
See, they make a lot of choices that are like should absolutely not work. And generally, like when a heavier band like slows down, a lot of the time it doesn't work. I'd say more often than not. And so obviously like this album doesn't have the juice of Glow On. It's not a breakthrough. It's not as well received critically. And yet I find myself really drawn to it. I think there's like almost something hypnotic with like the vocal chain they put his vocals through. It's really cool. I don't know. They do a lot of really cool stuff on the production end, and yet they're also building it on just like rock music.
You know what I just realized? On Seeing Stars, I was like, huh, that sounds like Haley Williams.
It is her.
It's fucking Haley Williams.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just
They
saw
got
the
that
credits.
She was at their opening show.
Yeah. Also, the great Dev Hynes is also on there.
Yeah,
and he
Dev.
plays cello.
Yeah.
He's got a cello credit on Never Enough and Look Out for Me. Also, shout out to the guy who plays flute on Sunshower, Shabaka Hutchings.
Oh.
I think
Great
Dreaming
flute
is
line.
the one you were
Dreaming.
talking about.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
All right, next one. I guess.
You do another music?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take.
There's a lot of good albums.
I think I'm gonna take the album Bambi by Anxious.
Hey, let's go. I was
yes.
really, if you weren't going to take
Everyone's
it, I
really
was
happy
going
for
to.
me.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Like,
This
hey,
is a
hey,
great
Really
here's the
good
thing,
job,
man.
Drew.
Listen,
Amazing job.
I
okay.
mentioned
You really botched the beginning, but you got it now, buddy.
I shouted out this band Anxious in our most anticipated for the year, and everybody was like, oh.
Everyone said, Hunter, shut
Everybody was
up.
just like anxious.
Shut
I've
up.
never felt that emotion in my entire life. So I can't relate to this band.
I just looked up on Google Anxious. It's just
Yeah, 'cause
bad,
like,
bad SEO. Yeah, bad
Terrible
SEO.
SEO. This album is like it. There's like 2 songs that I just wish were a little bit better, and then this could be like on the same level of like the Wishy album from last year.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
don't you dare.
I mean, for me, at
Oh
least,
my
like I
God.
really think that this is that close to getting there. Now, I will say,
My nipples just got hard.
There is one specific song. I think it's "Counting the Sheep," which is just straight up a Citizen song, and they have a lot of Citizen. Like they're a band that wears their influences on their sleeves,
For sure.
But I kind of love that about this because it's like all the things that I wish about these great bands of yesteryear that have kind of like lost that sound. That they have it. They still have that that youthfulness.
Yeah, they have a lot
Same.
of that, and yeah, we've talked about this a lot, Hunter. That like so many of these songs are like so close to like really breaking through and like having like a mainstream appeal, almost like Some Girls is one of my 5 favorite songs of the year.
Incredible.
And
track.
I don't know exactly what it is, but I feel like if they just made like 1 or 2 mixing tweaks or something, like everyone would know. That's like, it's such a good song. And then I look on Spotify and I'm just in disbelief because like it has like no plays. Like this album made 0 noise.
Yeah.
I think it is so close to being like an essential like modern sort of emo album.
It's funny. Their last album that came out in 2022 still has like more plays than
Oh yeah, like
Bambi.
way more.
And like nobody has really like mentioned this in like the best of the year or anything.
Yeah, no,
It's-
because
it's
again,
great,
I
man.
think
It's-
I get like from a critical perspective, it's almost kind of same with like the Turnstile album where it's like, well, I don't, you know, maybe it's not displaying like some sort of big step forward. And like the first album got us by surprise, you know what I mean? And so it had that going for it. But I like this album more. And again, I think that they have like the DNA of like some really special music in here. And if you listen hard enough, like you'll find yourself like just like I could listen to certain songs on this album like on repeat. Like
Yeah.
you know, they have that quality to them. So it's a good album.
Yeah. Counting Sheep, Some Girls you mentioned, Never Said, all of them are just like stone cold bangers.
Really good
Like,
songs.
just
2
Yeah.
great
Great
picks.
songs.
Very nice. All right, Danny, back to you. Penultimate pick.
This is my 5th, right?
Yeah.
I didn't want to do a 3rd music pick, but I think I'm gonna have to.
I mean, there's a lot of good stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna do
Also, this episode is a chance to shout things out that may not make it to the top 10.
Yeah.
I this is probably gonna be my top 10.
No, I hate it when you say that.
You always do that. And I'm just like, well, shit, maybe I shouldn't
Yeah,
fucking
like,
pick
right,
this next thing though.
Mikey,
Oh, so the Pits can't be in his top 10. Okay. No, he said it.
Yeah.
I'm saying it could be. I'm not saying it is.
So this is
Take a mid Squid album. You know you want it.
No, we'll talk about that if someone brings it up, but
We'll
I
talk
thought-
about it. We'll talk about anything if
it's
someone
not-
brings it up.
Yeah, it's not going to get brought up in the context of somebody picking
I
it in the
think
draft.
I'm gonna go ahead and pick Mayhem by Lady Gaga.
What?
Wow.
Danny.
Yeah.
Holy
Wow.
shit.
Who are you?
Man,
I think I'm gonna do it.
I will
man.
say somebody just cashed a ticket on the way home because
Yeah.
whoever was going to draft Mayhem by Lady Gaga,
They
it was
had
not.
they had
it
a
was
ticket
not-
that was like Danny Loki for the gays.
yeah,
Someone just hit
for the
most
gays,
insane
parentheses,
parlay.
but not for the girls.
Like the thing is, being known as the pop
OKC
hater,
and
the
Seven
gay
and-
hater at WBAM, you know, because I don't like Charlie XCX.
no one ever called you the gay hater.
Because
You're
if
calling
I
yourself
hate
that.
Charlie XCX, I am homophobic. That's the rule.
No,
right?
you hate women.
You're
We've talked
biphobic
about
at
this
the very
different. Yes.
least.
Yeah. Okay.
The thing is,
What,
I
he's got
gotta
a
say,
fucking cocaine.
so Mitzel's a big Lady Gaga head, and she was like, "I can't wait for this album." Like, I like her hits, whatever. I listened to the album; it bangs.
Mhm.
It's a fun,
Yeah.
dark themed like club night where it's like you don't know what's going on.
It's like resuming where she was at like a long ass time ago.
That's what I was gonna say. I mean,
She's
girls
back.
back.
Yeah, it's
She was
I
never somebody
shocked.
who was just making like the front to back, like all radio plays on a thing. Like even like something that is now gotten like more play, like Garden of Eden, is like kind of weird for like a big popular song.
Is that
It's-
the one
I'm
that's
gonna
produced
take
by
you to the garden. of
Gustafsson?
Eden. No, Gustafsson
Killer.
is on Killa.
Killer.
Dude, he is an incredible producer and DJ.
That's my favorite song on the album.
It's a banger.
I love obviously Abracadabra.
Yeah.
The performance at was it the
Coachella?
Grammys? Oh, Coachella.
She dominated.
There
Coachella.
was a performance like
Dominated.
as the single was dropping that blew me away. I mean, there's a lot of other great tracks like "Vanish Into You."
Mhm.
I think
That's
is
probably
just
the
like
biggest one. How
Celebrity.
Bad You Want
Soaring.
Me is like more of a classic pop song, but just like escalated to another level.
Garden Eden, Perfect Celebrity is really good.
Zombie Boy.
Zombie Boy. I mean, honestly, the whole album is just like
It's
for
very,
me,
very good.
it really takes you into the whole like dark room club, like very just I keep saying the word, but dark. It's very dark and just fun, and it's very catchy. Her voice is incredible. Her performances, the one she did at Coachella was incredible. Like her dance, I don't know how you sing like that and dance like that at the same time. She works very hard at it. I can tell. And I was blown away. I'm not a huge pop guy. I'm not. I never have
You
been.
notably don't like autotune.
I notably don't like autotune, and this was phenomenal.
Yeah, but she doesn't need autotune. You know?
I know.
She's an incredible singer.
She has pitch correction, which is the
A little.
modern day autotune.
But-
Because literally every single artist in the world
Has
uses
to.
pitch correction.
the thing with
is-
this album is that it feels like a triumphant return after like the debacle of Joker 2.
Yeah.
You know, we like House of Gucci, but that movie
Well,
didn't
also
really
she's
work.
off doing.
Hey,
She spent like the last 10 plus years just doing side quests. You know what I mean? Like successful or not.
I mean, we love
She's
Stars Born.
Yeah, but you know what? Like no one likes is her doing albums with like Tony Bennett or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all of that. Right.
Yeah.
There,
Again, but that was like I think like that was her just expressing herself as an artist. So I want to obviously respect that. But B, I think it was her sort of like almost overcompensating for becoming such a big pop star. I think she wanted to be like, no. Actually, like I'm like a piano ballad, like oldies type person. And so she felt the need to like prove that. But like she's at her best when she's like bringing that cool like Baroque stuff into pop music.
Oh yeah.
It's a cool perspective. And a lot of these songs sound like they could have come out like any time in the last like 10, 15 years in a good way. Like they're
Yeah.
well done.
it's kind of a down the middle pop album in a lot of ways, but then it finds these pockets to be more Gaga.
Unique, yeah.
Yeah, to give you something similar to like Born This Way, or you know, I don't think anything will ever match the Fame. I mean, that
Oh
was
yeah. I
so,
mean, it's hard. That's like obviously
That was crazy.
that was her peak.
Yeah.
And I think for me, this is just it's something that I connected to at release, which is why like I'm holding it so close to me at this point. And that's why I really enjoyed this album. And it's so catchy. It's that scene in The Bear where man, what's his name? He's singing Taylor Swift in the car.
Mhm.
That's me when I listened to Lady
Cousin.
Gaga in the car.
Yeah,
Like I don't know.
soon to be the Thing.
Yeah.
Who has a Thing beard in the new trailer? What if Thing had a Thing beard?
okay.
You're up.
Oh, it's me.
Yeah.
Fifth pick.
God, I don't know what to do here because now it's the second to last pick. There's still like a lot of albums that I really, really like.
You got to think about is anyone going to steal something from you that's important to you, or what's most?
Well,
I
the
think
only-
we're way past
The
that.
only thing is Ernest over here. I know Ernest isn't going to take anything that I'm interested in left. You know what? I want to talk about it, so I'm going to take it here. I'm going to take the Nintendo Switch 2.
Okay.
Just as a
With,
piece of pop culture. With Mario Kart World, because it was part of a bundle.
I
that
think
Now,
it's
here's the
tough.
thing.
It's tough to draft it right now because you're drafting it based off of that. Like it's a potential.
That's
You know
that's
what
why
Nintendo's
it
capable
almost
of.
feels weird taking something like that, but it is drafting the potential of it. I will say the positives. Maybe partially is that I'm coming from a release day Nintendo Switch from March of 2017. So the actual build quality itself of the Switch 2 is like eons better than the Nintendo Switch.
Okay.
It feels big. Like, I mean, not only is it literally physically bigger, but like it feels so much more well put together. You know, you're like holding the Switch and it's like you're holding like an iPad. Like it feels kind of flimsy. Like it feels like
Wonky.
you're feeling a little bit tight. It's not as bulky as like a Steam Deck, which I have, which to be honest, it's an incredible piece of machinery, but it kind of does feel like I'm holding like a Wii U tablet. Like I'm holding a fucking Leapfrog
It's a
tablet.
thick boy.
It's thick, it's hardy, and it's a whole goddamn computer in there, so it makes sense. But this isn't that level, but it feels very structurally sound. From like a UI perspective, it's a Nintendo Switch. It kind of looks the same as the Nintendo Switch. They did not change up the home screen. They did not change up anything else. But the games that I have played on it, it is a very clear and noticeable upgrade. Like it is something that you are. I've been playing in addition to Mario Kart World, which I'm going to talk about in a second. I've been playing back through Breath of the Wild again, and being able to play through
How
Breath
big
of
is
the
that
Wild
upgrade?
in 60 FPS.
On the big OLED?
Even just like not even on the OLED, yes, it's incredible, but even just in handheld, it is so much sharper and so much more reactive. Like it's really like going from playing a game like Breath of the Wild right now to going and playing something like God of War on
Oh, wow.
PlayStation. Like
That's
it is almost like that much of like you are making pressing a button and like it is happening in real time. Like the quick reaction, like we are reaching a point where there is such minimal delay. Now, I haven't got to play around with all of the features yet because, sorry, Nintendo, fuck you. I'm not paying $10 for a goddamn tech demo to actually be able to test out like the mouse feature and everything else. And nothing else is out there yet.
That's insane.
Literally, what if they were just like, oh no, the tech demos for these things, yeah, you actually have to pay us money for those. I'm not doing that. Especially not, I don't care if it's $10. Like, I'm not doing that. But I from just a little bit that I have used of it, it is kind of crazy that like this whole thing that you would have like a Joy-Con normally, you can just flip it on its side and it just becomes a mouse. I think right now the only game that I can think of that's currently using that tech is Civ. Like you can play like Civ 6 and just use it like mouse controls like you're on a PC, which is kind of nuts to think about that you're doing at home console. That opens up things like could WoW come over to Switch or something like that, which would like never in a million years ever been thought that could port over to
RuneScape.
console. RuneScape, who knows? We gotta figure out hotkeys. That's the one thing, but you know we'll get there. Mario Kart World, it got a lot of shit, including for myself, is like, this is gonna be your launch game. It's Mario Kart. Like that's what we're working with. Like we had Breath of the Wild coming out of Switch. Like that was
I mean,
this massive game.
Mario
Probably
Kart-
one of the greatest.
Mario Kart's always a heater.
Well, and the thing is that like coming off of the release of the first Switch game, I'm a big Zelda head. See our last year's draft where I drafted Tears of the Kingdom. Like it is a thing where like I love this franchise. Breath of the Wild is one of the great open world games ever made. But it's not a multiplayer game. A lot of people go to Nintendo specifically because they want the multiplayer aspect. They want to be able to play with friends, play with family, whatever. So I understand why they focused on that for the Switch 2
I think
release.
there's two types of people though. It's the multiplayer aspect plus the being able to take it and go to your bed and like or go to the bathroom
That
and
too.
play it. I think that's like a really big.
The
component.
IBS community loves the Switch.
Listen, brother, I've gotten plenty of use. If I could tell you the number of times I've taken a Switch to me to the toilet and just sat on there for
Taking
an
it
extra
to
10
the
minutes.
squatty potty.
And that's not because I have the furry hentai game that we talked about earlier.
The waifu.
Babe, I gotta shit again. This is crazy.
I gotta kiss her as much as I can, babe. Give me a sec.
You know what's so funny about those games is like they're all like rated like PG, and I'm like, so what do you fucking do in these games?
It's
dude?
like
I
text and dialogue.
Yeah, it's definitely dialogue games, and you just get like
it's
know
just
like
for edgelords.
really
out there.
really lame like 2D like cleavage.
Yeah, that's
Like
it.
anime cleavage
that's
is the
it.
most you get.
That's enough for you.
And there are kids beating they shit.
Jesus Christ. So Mario Kart World. I will say, and this is kind of a note for because we're all going over to my place this weekend to play it a bit.
Sushi boat. Sushi boat.
And we're gonna have sushi
boat.
and then we're gonna play Mario Kart. It is very different from every other Mario Kart that I've ever played. Like it does not really feel like another Mario Kart, and not just in like that you can't just coast by just like drifting your way through. It's like there are like a lot of like you have to kind of use the environment around you. The tracks themselves are like, yeah, you kind of will skate around a track. It's also so much is about the journey in between tracks. So like you start kind of in one world and then you're just driving down the road and you're transitioning into a whole nother world for a different track and like going a loop around that. Like it is so much more dynamic than I thought that after Mario Kart 8, like we were kind of done. Like there couldn't really be any more advancement.
Yeah, how much further
in
can
this?
you go? Yeah.
And this is something where it's like, okay, no, they figured out something here where there is a lot to it. There's been a bunch where like I was honestly kind of bad at Mario Kart World whenever I was first playing it. Like, not like bad, but it was something where I was so used to playing old Mario Kart where it's just like I could just get 3-star gold cup like with my eyes closed on 150cc. Like it was just something that I just had tracks memorized. I had kind of the beats down. And now with not only just the regular circuit, but there's this whole knockout cup, I think is what's called, or whatever it is, where it's basically there's 40 racers. And you just
like
basically
Fortnite.
do where it's like 6 laps, but you're driving across the entire map into all these different worlds. And guess what? Like there's some tracks in some worlds where it's like, maybe it's better to have like a truck or something that actually has like more top end speed. And you don't just want to have a bike that just has really quick acceleration. Like in so many of these last Mario Kart games, it's just like, well, these are the good things that you want to ride. And these are the carts that you want to avoid. And now it feels so much more balanced with what you're doing. You have to think about the character that you're driving and like how their weight is going to impact what
so
you're driving.
The physics of it.
I'm so excited for Saturday.
There's so much
idea.
more
Sushi
that's
boat.
thought into it. There's definitely a lot of other things where it's just like, I wish that certain aspects of it were more clean. But it's really cool. I am really, really enjoying myself. There's like an open world aspect of it. To be honest, it's more just like fun to drive.
Can I
around
rob
and
the
there's, like,
convenience store?
yeah, well, there's a strip club inside
Yeah.
of Peach Palace. You can just go to. It's
Sick.
just like GTA. No, it's more of just like there's like these little like I don't know what they're fucking called, like mystery block kind of things that you can hit, and it'll just be like a mini challenge of like collect all the blue coins by like riding this fucking rail and doing some tricks around within this time frame.
Cool.
It's cool. Like honestly, it is kind of fun. And one of the cool things that is about it is like I'll just be like doing some stuff around a track, and then I'll discover a shortcut that's in this world. That's like, oh, next time I'm just riding the circuit, I can just like, if I have a mushroom, I can just take this fucking shortcut over here, and then I can just skip past like all these little winding roads.
No, I mean Nintendo doesn't fuck anything up, right? So
Yeah.
I think drafting them, especially like if we're treating this like a normal fantasy draft, like drafting them this late, like they're gonna pull out some cool shit especially by Christmas.
I have a feeling
know?
that's so. If I was going to make a prediction, I think there's going to be another direct within the next like 3 to 4 weeks. I think that we are either getting, we're definitely getting like a release date for Metroid Prime, which I'm really
And then
excited for.
there's Pokemon Z and X or something.
Yeah, that one's already been announced. I will say, been playing through Metroid Dread 2 on the Switch 2. That also plays really, really good.
I can see a Mario coming.
I think it's either going to be like an Odyssey 2, like a 3D world kind of Mario, or new Animal Crossing.
There's no way it's another Zelda because that's gonna blow my
No.
balls off.
It won't be another Zelda. Tears of the Kingdom came out.
I think a
recently.
Mario.
I think that a Mario, or I really could see another Animal Crossing because it's now been 5 years since New Horizons.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Which is crazy,
Wow.
but it was a COVID release, so
2020.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Switch 2.
All right, so
and
this
Mario
is-
Kart.
And Mario Kart
You're
World.
doing your 5 and 6 now.
Well,
Yeah, this is my
one
final
other
pick.
note. The music for Mario Kart World. Oh my God. The music is normally it's like, I play games. A lot of times I just like mute them and listen to podcasts or music or whatever. I'm cranking that shit up whenever I'm playing Mario Kart World. Great music.
Then you're cranking your shit.
But that's because I'm playing the.
Yeah.
Beating my shit.
Yo, Toad, bro.
Toadette can fucking get a dog.
Okay. Last 2 picks for me. I haven't taken an album,
Really?
so I gotta one of these needs to be an album for me because like I said at the beginning, I wrote down 27 albums. I'm trying something this year where I'm not ranking anything, but in prepping, I essentially ranked everything. So I'm gonna take I didn't really think about this too much. It was very kind of gut feeling, but I'm gonna take what right now is tugging at me as like my favorite album of the year. I don't feel super strongly about this, but it's something that I keep returning to. It's an album called Portrait of My Heart by Spelling.
Danny just
Spelling.
Yeah, I fucking
Let's
called it
go.
just now. That was the first one I said. I was like, it's gonna be Spelling.
Nice.
Yeah.
With 3 L's. Good job.
Yeah. No,
Nailed it.
it's a heater. Yeah, you told me about this album.
I'm
Great.
still shocked at how little listens it has on Spotify.
It's got to be marketing. She's too small, but like,
Yeah.
honestly, she packs a punch. It's a great album.
Her voice, the closest thing I can describe it is like a raspy Michael Jackson. There's this like soaring pop sensibility to this music.
I think it takes a minute. It's very grandiose, and I think I need to give it a few more. When I listened to it the first time or two, I was like, oh, I'm gonna need to give this a little bit, and I think it'll grow.
I draw a lot of St. Vincent comparisons to her. Like that's
Okay.
kind of what I get from her.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of rock here.
a lot of rock.
Yeah.
But and a little bit man, I'm gonna botch her name. Nullifer Yanya.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of that.
I get a lot of her in there,
Hey,
in there as well.
That's my girl.
There's
Um,
a lot of you have your Charlies, your Chapels, your Sabrinas,
Yeah.
and then you have like your
The alternate-
Caroline Polachek,
The alt
like
versions.
Phoebe. You have, I don't want to say a divide, but like just kind of these 2 parallel tracks of like female driven. I want to say pop rock, but it's almost like this genre-less push. I mean, obviously you have like the pop side that I mentioned, but this other side is tinges of pop, but then they throw in these other sounds.
Yep.
And this artist in particular, Spelling, and I will have her actual name pulled up here. Christia, aka Tia Cabral, from Oakland, California. There's just a lot of kind of experimental sort of prog in here, but it never gets weird.
Yeah.
I would never say that this is weird. This is still
It's very consumable.
Yeah.
It's very consumable for a lot of different people.
yeah, and
Like that's why you're surprised it's like it should be more popular.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and the song that hooked me is Destiny Arrives.
Yep.
It's the 5th track.
Yeah.
And that I don't think it even has like 100,000 listens yet. And I'm just like, every time I listen to it, I'm like, this should be like, people should be lining up at arenas to hear this as loud and big as possible.
Yeah, no, I feel like she should be way more popular. It's did you see her? I sent you her KEXP, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and it was like once that came out, I was like, okay, this is where she takes off because this is gonna go viral. Because that's what happened to Catriel and Paco Amoroso. The same thing.
Oh, the Argentinian.
Yeah, they had like 40 million views after that. So I thought the same thing was gonna happen to Spelling.
But it hasn't happened. And I mean, this is her like 4th or 5th album now.
Yeah.
She's been grinding.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, I hate to keep saying women, but like it gives like Willow as well.
Yes.
Like it's like
Willow does get very weird though. I don't
Yeah.
think that this quite gets as experimental. But yes, it is very much in that similar track. but yeah, like I said, Destiny Arrives, I think is probably my song of the year. Every time I listen to it, I'm just so drawn to it. And I feel like it's something I haven't quite heard before. It feels new and timeless at the same time.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other songs on here. The next track, Ammunition. I honestly like kind of that middle chunk of the album, like Alibi, Waterfall are the two right before it. That's kind of my favorite part. I think it starts a little bit slow and then it ends maybe a little bit slow. And then you get this incredible stretch of songs in the middle that feel just really powerful.
That's where I got hooked.
Yeah.
Like right in the middle of the album, I was like, okay, Ernest was not lying.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, her voice just has this like force to it. And I keep thinking Michael Jackson. It's not a great comparison. There's probably a lot of like other sort of soul.
No, I know how you like
that could be a better comparison.
No, I know how you're saying Michael Jackson though. Like it's weird to say it, but like I understand.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think like who else. Like I don't know. It's really good. It's
no Lee had a lot of other better like more kind of deep cut comps that are just like more in the soul track and not as much like in the pop track.
It's almost like having the representation of like a woman in color on this podcast will make it better.
I know, but she's sleeping. So what am I going to do? Wake her up? Nope. But I'll report back because I can't think of it off the top of my head. But it just, it makes me want to kind of explore like what her influences must be, because there's probably a lot in here that I'm just not catching. It feels like a lot is informing.
And this
came
sound. Out. When did this come out? Because I remember I was hopeless for the year, and then when you gave me,
March.
Yeah, so when you gave me this, I was like, okay, maybe this year isn't so bad.
Yeah,
maybe there's going to be some new music, and I really enjoyed this album, and I keep listening to it. So
yeah,
it's really good.
It stands out.
Yeah, I'm glad you shouted it out because it deserved a shout out. It was a great album. Really good album.
I know you guys have your last picks, but if you'll indulge me, just a couple other albums that I kind of wanted to shout out. No,
you should wait.
I said no.
Wait till it's
no.
over.
I'm just kidding. You can.
Wait for your honorable mentions. No.
Yeah, but I'm about to make my last.
Here's the thing. I also was about to do a whole spiel on mine, so feel free to shout some things
How
out.
about we just wait until the
end?
Wait till the end.
Because I think my last pick. I think my last pick is not
in like the NFL draft in like the 7th round. They're like, first, let me say who I also liked.
Because there's another album I really really loved that I'm gonna not pick because I want to pick a movie for my last pick. I'm just trying to pick.
Does it rhyme with flipping?
Oh, that's a great album. Oh, there's a lot of great albums.
You know, that's one that I got to go back to because
the clipping album?
It did not impact me nearly as much as the last clipping album.
So
it really just did not leave as much of an impression on me as I wanted it to.
Is one of my songs of the year. But I'm not going to pick that. I'm going to take Materialists. The movie from Celine's
Hot
song.
Take. Seems like
because I think it deserves the last round pick here.
Pedro.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Chris Evans, Dakota Johnson. I am frankly shocked at how divisive this movie is. I'm seeing a lot of negative takes around it, and I just didn't expect that at all from the person who made Past Lives, which was Oscar nominated, very acclaimed. We all had in our top 10s.
Yeah.
And there was no.
I never would have guessed that this would be like, a super divisive movie.
People do not like this movie.
Hate this movie.
And honestly, I don't get it. I mean, there are choices that I won't spoil in terms of like where the story goes that, I mean, I can tell people not vibing with it, but outright hating it to the extent that I've seen some people hate it is crazy to me, because this is a really great movie. It fits in this pocket of like rom-com that we just don't get anymore, and it leans way more into the romance than the comedy. I think the trailers were making it look like more of a comedy than it actually is. This movie ends up being like very dramatic by the end, but I think that the magic of it is that it's squarely about materialism. Like, it's in the title. So the whole crux of the story is about the superficial monetary expectations that we put on dating and relationships in the modern world.
This is what I'm always telling my dates.
What are your stats?
Yeah, as we like pull out of the McDonald's driveway. And like, this is all bullshit, right? Like, this is a good date.
And I think that, setting this movie in this very weird and peculiar setting of like matchmaker culture in New York is really fascinating because it's something that most of us have no idea what it is or like what this world is actually like. But the peek that it gives us into it is fascinating, and it lets who these characters are, and it puts a mirror to your own sense of materialism in your own life, divorced of whatever the situation is in this film. And it also kind of is about acting and about like filmmaking and the casting process in a way. And it in casting these people, it sort of is a commentary about what actors have to go through to get roles and to have a career, and the superficial value that's put on them to get work. I thought it was fascinating. I really, really thought it was way more thoughtful and layered than I thought I was going to get. So I love this movie. I'm really kind of flabbergasted by the negative fervor around it.
It looks like slop on the surface, and it's very.
The marketing is really weird for this movie. It is presented as a movie that
it's presented like slop,
totally different from what it actually is. It looks like it's trying to be like Hitch, is like what the trailer looks like.
It's a little Hitch. Hitch is good.
I love Hitch. But it looks odd from then like some of the plot points that I have actually heard about this movie. I was going to try and see this movie before we did this draft last night. And then unfortunately, Brokeback Mountain is also playing in theaters. So I went and saw that instead.
Great movie. Perfect movie.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say Brokeback Mountain is going to be a better movie than Materialists.
But what if there was a matchmaker on that mountain?
Hey, listen, you know what the matchmaker was? All those fucking sheep. The sheep were the perfect matchmaker.
All right, that's my list. I'm done. Hunter, final pick.
What's your?
God damn it, we could keep going here. Ernie, keep the recording going because I have another 3 rounds of stuff in me.
Is there another Mario Kart?
Yeah, there's another Mario Kart.
Vaxis.
Were you eating more of those Rizzler cookies, or is that something completely different?
That wasn't the Rizzler.
Are there more Rizzler?
No.
You ate all those?
I ate all but one, and I'm saving that one. I'm gonna put it in like epoxy resin.
I was gonna say, you're gonna do like a science experiment to see how long the Rizzler lasts. You're gonna see if he ages.
I'm gonna ferment him.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna get fucking
so
high
uncomfortable.
Also, Ernie, I am sorry. At one point, Drew did just text me that the Magic and the Celtics made a trade with each other, so I had to look up who these like various second round.
Yeah, it was a bunch of second round stuff.
The draft is going on, right?
We got ourselves
happening right now.
We got ourselves the French Draymond Green.
I've heard that this is a bad year for the French, but that guy seems
during Love Island and the NBA draft.
Yeah, so
that's crazy.
Yeah, Ernie, I hope that you're fucking happy with your schedule. I could be playing Death
Stranding 2 right now.
Jesus, why are we doing a podcast right now? Look, there's a lot of good albums, including a lot of stuff that like I really wanted to shout out because I thought that more things were going to get taken on here, but we have to be true to who we are at the end of the day. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? I'm not going to have a draft and it's going to end, and I'm not going to take what the people at home want to see. With my last pick, I will be taking Vaxis 3.
The
Father of Make Believe.
Okay.
So here's the thing about this album. Especially, I know that I've said this before, that like I'm kind of baffled that Coheed is still like a functioning band. Think about how many bands that we know and we love see a band that's not getting drafted right now, Car Seat Headrest, where it's like, yep, they just fucking fully lost it. This band that we all like, that maybe we didn't all collectively love, but one of us really loved, and they just kind of lose their fastball, and then that's kind of it for them. Coheed, this is their 10th album, and they've now been making music for 25 years. That is just something that is phenomenal, and to that point, I'm kind of coming around to this is their best album in the last like 10 plus years. I really, really love this album a lot.
Why couldn't it have been Claudio that got long COVID
It's just
instead of
yeah. Well, I'm sorry that like good fortunes come around, and maybe you shouldn't be like a weirdo furry freak.
No, I hate to say it, but Hunter's right. This is a good album.
It's a really good album, man.
It is. And the thing is, I think if you listen to this without the name Coheed attached to it, you'd probably think it was a good album too. It's got catchy hooks.
I can't.
It's got catchy hooks. It's got catchy riffs. It's a good time. Sometimes that's all you need. I would say it's elevated slop.
Okay.
That's what I would say.
I think that it's funny. I do think back to whenever we were on our mountain trip together, just the boys in the mountains. I was really drunk one of the days, riding a trolley back to our place, standing wide so I didn't lose my stance I didn't lose my footing while we were like standing up in this trolley moving around. And I was explaining the lore of Coheed and Cambria at Brett. Because I was just drunk.
Well,
enough.
standing,
I was in a power stance.
He's the only one really talking on the trolley, so like everyone can hear him. And
guys like
he's like 10 minutes.
Guys like
Coheed.
quiet down, and I'm like, no, I think everybody else is listening.
Yeah,
like I'm trying to bring. I will never advertise the pod in public, but I will advertise the good word of.
Yeah, there's like children gathering around and singing crisscross applesauce.
No,
like
actually,
animals are like flying onto his shoulder.
There was like an old couple that like I could tell they were pretty engaged, and I might have gotten them locked in.
They're like, please tell me about the father.
They're like, we're thinking about burning you on a stake.
I do think that's. And it's kind of funny, the whole like the lore of Coheed and the world building and everything else. I oftentimes honestly think that kind of overshadows the band and the music in a lot of ways. Like I often think back to one time Colin and I were at a show, and we were like in a merch line, just like made small talk with a guy, and we almost got like looked down upon like brown nose because we're just like, yeah, I don't really care as much about like the comics and the lore. I just want to listen to music. And they're like, what? Like, and it's just like we don't need to have like this weird stratification of the band and like the fucking lore that they're singing about. Gatekeeping Coheed.
Crazy.
Look, people want to gatekeep everything. But I think that at its core, they are a band that makes music products and puts them out into the world. And the music is fucking good on this thing. Like, I think that is some really catchiness. There's like, I would say maybe 1 to 2 tracks that like, I just wish, I don't even want to call them filler because they have a lot of good elements in them. Like maybe they'll have a good hook or they have like a great like guitar riff in there, but it just is like, I just wish this was a little bit tighter, especially in the back half of the album. There's a couple of tracks that I just wish were a little bit stronger, but I still think that there's some tracks that are absolute bangers. Searching for Tomorrow is absolutely incredible, super duper catchy, incredible synth riff in that thing. I really love One Last Miracle, which is kind of like straight up a pop punk song. Like it is very, very poppy.
That's the one I like. That's the one that sounds like ELO.
Last Miracle. It's really fucking good, man. They
or at least I think so. I don't know.
They've been introducing I don't know if that one sounds like ELO.
There's a song on this album that reminded me of ELO, but I don't know if it's that one. I'll have to listen back.
Searching.
It's on this. It's got to be in the second half.
I'm not
First
sure.
half is like very poppy,
but it's like a thing where they've been introducing more synth and electronic into their sound in the last couple of albums, and I would say like to various extents. Vaxis
it's
too.
Continuum 4.
Yeah. Oh, hey, that's actually the closing track is pretty cool.
Real
It's
Jeff Lynne. Yeah,
it's all in my head. That is actually very yellow. Yeah, that's a good call on that one. I think that Vaxis 2 is something that like I liked a few songs on that, but there's a lot of like
I don't feel so good.
Some unevenness on that one. And it's a lot of like, here is like this type of Coheed song, here is that type of Coheed song. It feels a little bit disconnected. And I would say that this album has a lot more connective tissue between the two sides. It's really cool, man. I cannot wait to see this album live in a couple months.
Have you listened to the 23-minute Omni Voice vinyl exclusive bonus track?
Have you thrown that on? Do you just ever throw that on while you're cleaning the house or anything? It's
I don't
just
have the
noise.
vinyl.
It's like just like ambient.
You've
noise.
never done that?
You've never done
It's literally like, do you know how like David Lynch has released albums and it's just like fucking static noise and shit like that for like 20. That's actually what it is.
How can you claim
They're
to
so
be
cool.
a pop culture
love them.
podcast and you haven't played the 23-minute exclusive
the Omni voice?
Omni
Omnium?
voice?
All right, great.
No,
Last pick.
I gotta say, I mean, closing thoughts without Hunter talking. Well, no, because like
You wish.
no. The thing is, I think that people will be like, "Oh my god, it's just Hunter likes it." As an outsider or normie, I listen to this. I'm a big Welcome Home guy, and you know, like whatever, blah blah blah. It's a good album. It's worth a listen if you have pop punk roots versus like emo roots kind of thing. It takes a dive into like different branches of music, like he mentioned, a little bit of ELO. There's it's also, you know, I haven't analyzed the story because I haven't listened to it more than 3 times.
You don't have to analyze the story. I really don't think you have to give a shit about what
It's-
he's singing about.
It's still a really good album. I think it's worth it. I had a fun time listening to it.
This is.
I wanted to hate it. I really did.
Can you guys shake
One
hands?
other note that
Just
I
for
want to
the-
say,
just for as like
This-
a full.
man,
this
is like this is like
the
we're coming
payoff.
together right here.
This is a payoff to the Fallout Boy fight
know.
from 2 years
I
ago.
will say also this is
I'm not even trying to make it up. I'm
and
just saying.
this I think that was on a mid-year pod. So while we're going really full circle here,
Oh,
I will
that
also say,
is,
like
yeah.
it's not really like a
the lore deepens.
Yeah.
the lore of the story. Yeah, I guess there's like expanded space sci-fi, like high end whatever shit. It's also like Claudio's talked about, like this was kind of like a midlife crisis album in a lot of ways. Like the songs on it, like, yeah, it's about like whatever the fuck is going on. It's also just like a song about his relationship with his grandmother before she died. And like, it's a lot of very human things. Like it is the same.
It's
reasons
sort
why
of
we
like
talked about-
Andor, if you think about it, because it's extraterrestrial, however,
Man,
rooted in human drama.
True. Ernest, I can't fucking work with this guy over here. He's just not. He's like the guy who's just like, I can't watch Dune because I can't relate to it.
No, I know. That's why I'm very impressed
Ernie,
by you, Danny. This is very
Now,
big of you to
Ernest,
join
now
his-
you say nice things.
This
about
is like
Father
when
I Believe.
it's like that the black guy who does like motivational speaking tours with like former KKK members. You're the KKK member.
No,
just to show that like they can be friends, you know.
I just want you to remember this when I talk about 21 Pilots' new album in like about 5 seconds.
Yeah,
Then back time.
Hunter, there will be a price to pay for this.
I already know. I already know.
Pretty Lights is sick, guys.
Does Logic have like a follow up to last year's
Hey,
masterpiece?
you know
or-
what? He didn't pick Mission Impossible. So
Oh.
You know what? It would have been the next movie if I had to draft a movie. So
I'm just saying. Father of make believe.
okay, that's why I said that we could just keep going. Keep this draft going. It'll be in my top 10 movies of the year. Don't worry. We'll talk about that.
Top 5.
I could
Top 1.
I could draft. There's a lot of albums I really like, and a specific TV show, maybe a video game.
Dune Awakening. You locked in?
No,
Ernie, you didn't say anything nice about the Father of Make
When it
Believe, and I
comes-
know that you have said nice things previously about it. so
I
you
said
can-
it was good.
a Father Make Believe.
No, wait. What do you like about it?
The last track, it sounds like ELO.
That's the best thing you could say about it.
Ernest, I know.
Just
you can do
remember
better.
that.
I know you can do something better than that.
Remember
I
that.
haven't listened to it
You
enough.
were fucking rude about
When-
the life of Chuck.
No.
You were rude about Coheed.
When he talks
I
about
like the life of
no.
Chuck.
When he talks,
you said it's not good. I think we were like,
I
words
never
that came out
said
of your
that.
mouths.
I
You said
never
I didn't enjoy this. I thought it was bad.
and this is why I bring this. But I will say, remember this when he talks about the new Killers album that comes out in the second half of the year. Remember
Jesus
this
Christ.
moment.
Yeah. When are they like re-entering the imploded Mirage, or what are they? Where are
The
they going?
Mirage has been imploded.
Well, it implodes, and they're gonna bring it back.
Yeah, the rebuilding the
Yeah,
Mirage.
They're gonna rebuild the Mirage now. I want to do another album, maybe another game, but I think I'm gonna do a YouTube channel.
Oh,
like
You did this
year.
last year.
Nice.
Yeah. So I've been really consuming.
Is it chess? Is it Gotham chess?
No.
I'm just gonna write Gotham chess.
I'm big into chess too, but it's TPD TV.
What is this?
So it's these British guys and girls that go to music festivals and they get absolutely shithoused.
Oh my
and they
God.
go and their whole like, you know, everyone's like doing drugs and having fun, but they just get shithoused and scream the songs that they know. Like that's their thing. And Mitchell and I have been watching them for like a good 2 to 3 years.
Oh, they have a canceled Bonnaroo video.
I
they
just
do.
saw that was the first
So
thing
that's what
up.
I was gonna mention. The moment we like set up camp and we got off, got set up, we've met them at the RVs or
Hey,
at the porta potties.
That's cool.
And like,
Were they filming?
I'll send you the picture. No, they weren't.
Oh.
But we met them and they were so nice. They were so thankful that we were there. It's weird because like you watch so many videos and vlogs about them that like you think you like know them because you know them all by name. You know their characteristics. You know that like the girl gets super drunk and cries at the end of every night, like shit like that. And like when we met them, they were just like so unbelievably thankful that we as fans like watch them, you know. And like for me, that kind of like jumped them to like being one of my favorite like content creators. But we've been watching their stuff for years and they've gone to all sorts of festivals, especially in Europe, which is mainly why we watch them, just so we can see like how Glastonbury's done, Rock Werchter, Primavera. They go to Leeds. They go to what's the other? There's Leeds and then there's Reading Festival.
Reading.
They do a lot of Europe festivals.
Glastonbury.
And they do Coachella as well. So it's like it's fun to follow them around and see like how they react.
Yo, they were at Welcome to Rockville, dude.
They were,
Dude.
and they talk about like how hot it was. It's like super cool, and like a lot of them are like hour-long videos, and it's just like,
Man, that's like the dream influencer life is like, oh no, I'm getting paid to just go to music festivals.
that's their thing. It's awesome. And when we met them, it was just like I was calling them by name, and they just like talked to us like we were like their best friends. Like, oh my gosh, like
that's
like,
cool.
Yeah, it was like super cool, super surreal. I'll send you a video if you want to, or a picture if you want to post it.
They have like other types of videos where they just get trashed in different cities.
It's so funny because like they do like all the don'ts at festivals where it's like don't overextend on the first night. Like Thursday is just for people to get fucked up, and you want to specifically not get fucked up on that day.
Right.
Nothing.
It's a
gets it.
marathon. It's not a sprint. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's always like, I don't know. It's fun to see it, especially like, you know, in my 30s, get to watch it and be like, oh, to be young again, you know?
They're
But
youths.
I think they're a little younger, barely. But yeah, it's just super cool. They're big like rock heads, and it's like, it's fun when they hate on like electronic music. They love Charlie XCX because she's
Fuck yeah, they do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they have like taste.
yeah.
They actually like autotune.
Unlike me. But
TPD.
It's okay. You were just nice about
TDTV.
Coheed. I
Yeah.
I
can't
know.
I can't be mean about.
Yeah,
I,
now you have
I'm
to-
actually suspended. I actually have to.
what have you got? Let's hear it.
So if I was being honest with myself, I would do a YouTube channel too, and it would honestly like what I've watched like hour for hour more than anything this year is like YouTube golf content.
Oh
Hey,
my God.
are you gonna shout out some of our boys? There's two specific YouTube golf channels that I watch.
Like the depths that I've been in is like it's so embarrassing. Like it's because these are long videos. The reason that I'm so fascinated with them, however, is that like it is objectively a better product than professional golf broadcasts, and this is the only case in which watching amateurs play a sport is better presented than watching professional.
You get in like the head of the actual player.
Exactly, and every
And to that point, it like infuriated me watching multiple YouTube channels of them playing the US Open and then watching the actual US Open and being like, hey, why don't I know where the fuck that shot went? When I watch any other YouTube channel, I can watch like every single shot.
It's like, yeah, exactly. It's like
going.
logistics in addition to like the personality aspect, which is huge. Obviously, like you get to know these people, you track like how they're feeling, hole to hole, where their head's at, but also like camera placement stuff is done better on YouTube than in
like the typical.
You get so
golf
much.
shot.
It's so crazy.
Well, all golf courses look a little bit the same on most broadcasts because they all have the same angle where they're all pointed
it's
down.
cameras mounted really high so they can get everything like panning, and so you don't see elevations, you don't see the depths of like
they just
roughs and
talk
shit.
about like, oh man, these greens are insane, and like you'll see a ball move, but it's like, man, it'd be great if I could see that, because whenever you're on an actual golf course, you'll see where it's like, oh, it's gonna ridge hard left and it's gonna bank down right and then it falls off a cliff. Like you can see all this dynamic movement when you're there, and it does not captured.
I've been watching a lot of like running content because I've been getting into running a lot lately, and like I totally understand because it's like
so
a whole
different world.
Yeah, and you just like the depth, like you said, like the way you feel like you know the people is different than
Yeah.
typical sports broadcast. It's so, I mean,
It's like they tell you that they have a stomach ache before playing, you know, like shit like that.
Yeah,
you know.
So Grant Horvat and the Bryan brothers
Yeah.
collaborated on a series called the Major Cut series, where they just play 2 rounds of a course that there was a major at, and they see how their scores stack up. And it's like they treat it very seriously and like truly try.
Them playing
great videos.
Them playing the US Open was like it's a humbling thing, because I was like, oh, if I played that course, I would just die.
Yeah.
Like I would kill myself halfway through the round.
Generally, if you're looking for a place to dive in, anytime that like a ton of different YouTube guys like get together for a week and just shoot a million videos together, like playing different types of games with each other, that's the best like YouTube golf content. It's happened a few times. The channel I would, again, none of this is my choice, so joke's on you guys. But
okay.
God, you're doing the thing that we said.
I know, I literally was just being so mean.
Yeah, what a dickhead.
I already put it in the spreadsheet.
Nope. The channel I would shout out is probably Bob Does Sports, because like pound for pound, it's easily the most entertaining. They're the worst at golf of any of these. Particularly Bob and his friend Joey, but then they have this guy Fat Perez who's like 400 pounds and is like incredible. But they're truly like a good like entertainment channel, just really easy to watch, fun to watch, and anytime they collaborate with other people, it's a good mix of like great golfers, and you know what I mean, because you're watching like also like they've played group matches. Like the Bob Does Sports trio played a group match against like Josh Allen, Sam Darnold, and like Kyle Allen.
Yeah, that's
like
the one that I've seen of them.
Yeah, and watching it, you're like, holy, like they really get like personality out of these dudes. Anyway,
well, but I mean, even to your point though about like the Bryan Bros, like one of them was literally a PGA golfer and then got suspended for doing a YouTube video with like some live golfers. It's like some bullshit, but whatever.
Yeah, like
they're good golfers.
Exactly, these are like good golfers. Anyway, I'm gonna go with an album.
I was thinking like, what do you actually?
One of my favorite bands of all time put out its first album in 15 years.
Pine Grove
this year. What? No.
Okay, Pavement.
First album in 15 years. Stereolab, guys.
Oh hell yeah.
No one respects Stereolab. It's awful.
I didn't know they put an album this year.
I didn't until a few weeks ago. I mean, they only it was like late May or something.
If you shared that in the music talk chat,
I would never.
Exclusively on Discord. Discord.
Instant holograms on metal film. It's what it's called.
Wow.
Stereolab is cool. I had no idea they were still making music.
They're one of the coolest and most influential bands of all time. It's like a mix of like French and British people. They have 2 albums that I think are true like 10 out of 10s, like on like my all-time list. Dots and Loops, and then Emperor Tomato Ketchup. Like crazy good albums. They're so hard to describe because they're a mix of so many things. Like those albums are from the 90s and they're very experimental. Like it's like a mix of like analog synth stuff and like jazz and like traditional like alt rock music and like krautrock, almost like a Can or one of those bands. Just like everything cool.
Shit.
All their lyrics are like very like progressive, like leftist, like revolutionary stuff. A lot of it's in French, so you don't even know. But they're so unbelievably cool, and yeah, they're back. And this album is like super solid. I was worried it was just going to be a total flop, and it's obviously it's not their best work, but like there are songs on here that really line up. It's really cool to hear them. Like they're not trying to like reiterate, like they have new members, and like so like the biggest change in this newest album is like there are dudes singing way more than usual, because I think they lost one of their singers. I think she passed away.
Damn.
But like yeah, there are new singers who are singing, so it's almost like a what's it called scenario,
Black Country,
which did not come up. I'm just noticing.
Hey, I like that album.
But anyway, I was just really mind blown because like there are some songs on here that really stack up with the best of their discography. It's very like you listen to it and you're like, this could have come out any year in the past like 30 years. Like they were so ahead of their time that now the music they're putting out feels like time is like caught up with them, but it doesn't mean it sounds dated. It just sounds like cool. It sounds timelessly cool. They're a sick band. Big recommend.
Yeah, no, Stereolab is cool. It's funny. I just was looking it up on Google, google.com, and they are labeled as pop band. Stereolab, which is very funny.
That's so
they would be
crazy.
called pop because that's not
I
the
know.
first
I've seen them
word
labeled,
that I would call.
I've seen them labeled like avant-garde,
Yeah.
as like a genre.
That's
art pop maybe.
yeah, because like they're just so all over the
I mean,
place.
it's hard to like describe the genre.
No, they are, and
anyways.
it's also like I don't know, it's so unpretentious. Like a lot of what I just described as things that I would be like, oh, cool. So like you're like forcing yourself to like it, and it's like no, it's like good music. It's fun to listen to.
I am shocked more than anything for an album, and I know it just came out a couple weeks ago, but I was almost tempted to take it. Was the new Hotline TNT album.
Yeah, Raspberry Moon.
Great.
I haven't gotten a chance to
It
listen to
is
it.
great. I really fucking love it. It advanced on a lot of things coming off their album from a couple years ago. That was like, I just want them to dive more into this, and it was like really like it felt more like a continuation to me.
See, I don't
really
I don't like it as much, unfortunately, because it's every song's in a major key. It's all positive music, and like the first album is
You want to be
not.
fucking mad.
The
Yeah,
guy's voice
Bruce
is like
sad.
a bummer of a voice.
And
It sounds
I
he sounds weird singing happy songs. Also, like
it
if I
still has some melody. I mean, maybe it's just the shoegaze of it all. That just it has
no for
a-
sure. But listen, if I want happy shoegaze, Ernie, you know what band I'm going to. You damn wishy.
Wish you.
I really love Hotline TNT. Really love the Death Heaven album from this year.
Really good.
Lonely
Oh my
People with
God.
Power. Great
It hits
album.
so good.
It's real return to form for Death Heaven. Love that album. I was really tempted to draft one of these next two bands because I really love them a lot. One of them is a band that I just came around to, LS Dunes,
Yeah, you
Violet.
just shared this.
Had no idea this was a super group with like multiple people that are like my guys. Like it's two of the guys from Thursday. It's of course Travis Stever, lead guitarist for Coheed and Cambria. It is one of the I think the guitarist from Mayhem, Frank Io.
Oh,
whatever the
really?
Fuck yeah. And the lead singer is the guy from Circa Survive.
Wow.
They are really fucking cool, and this album is really good. It's it feels a lot more like if you took old Pierce the Veil, like old like original first album of Pierce the Veil, and then like advance it and put like some more like 2020s post rock kind of sound
is
on it.
the Circa Survive guy still like way up there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's still like, but also you have Travis in the background just like screaming like old Coheed stuff whenever he would scream more.
Wow.
Really cool band. I like them a lot. And then the other small emo band that I got shout out is this band called Scowl.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's been in my rotation. That's
She's
my
been-
album.
Wait, really? Okay,
He's
listen.
been making the rounds around Warped
Everything you
Tour.
share in the Discord, I add to my
You know what?
playlist.
Thanks,
Hunter,
Ernie.
this if we did like 8 rounds, I would have picked it. It's
listen.
so good.
I love this album. Are We All Angels?
it's so good.
It's really fucking cool.
Yeah.
I wanna catch my breath.
It's so catchy.
It's just like there's so much catchiness, so much like poppiness to it, but like also like
it's like good.
pretty unabashedly hardcore at points too.
Yeah,
Like there's
they
like
scream.
full on screaming that's happening.
I've been telling people it sounds like Lindsay Lohan's band in Freaky Friday.
Nice.
That's
Like
cool.
it's like
Cool
it's
comp.
yeah, it's just really really solid music, man. I love that album.
It's really cool. If we were doing a top 10 right now, it would be in my top 10 very, very easily.
Solo Leveling season 2. If you're anime watchers, I was a big fan of that.
I'm
this
getting
year.
back into anime, so maybe that'll
Solo
be it.
Is this the one that's all the video game shit?
It's not. I mean, I guess it's,
No, that's Secret Level. Sorry.
no. Solo
completely
Leveling. He like just does like he kills shit and he levels up.
Okay.
That's his thing. Trying to think what else. Trader season 3. Dumb people trying to be smart. Awesome.
Is Carolyn in this season, or is she in the last one?
I think that was
She-
I have
last.
not seen.
She was in
Traitors.
2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
She was in season 2. Season 3 just happened. That was in January. Joe Keery, The Crux. Awesome. I was a fan.
I thought you were gonna say Joe.
The Joe. Yeah.
Oh, that's what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
I mean, it's not bad, but it's only because it's copying off of like the best music ever.
Of
That's
course.
kind of my thing. Is that I was just like I also like the music
Oh,
of
but
Paul
we
McCartney.
like it
so-
when Panda Bear does that with Brian Wilson, don't we? I guess
Panda,
no one drafted
he's,
that.
he's kind of
Nobody
Panda Bear
drafted that
Sinister
either,
Griff
yeah.
was also really good.
yeah, the Panda Bear album.
And then there's one more. Aesop Rock Black Hole Superette.
Oh, I didn't even clock that one.
I haven't listened. I will say,
It's
rap
like
has
rock.
been really weak this year for me. And
No,
shout out, and that's why I'm waiting for clips to come.
No. Because later this year, JID comes out with
And
God Does Love.
Oh, I
Us.
can't wait for the J.
That shit's
listen,
gonna pop off.
I drafted that in my most anticipated. Cannot
And-
wait for what JID is.
and then
but-
Geese Getting Killed is gonna pop off.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. If we did like 15 rounds, I would have taken Cameron Winter's solo album. The guy
That
from
album
Geese.
was so cool.
It's super out there. So there's a lot of songs that are like, what am I even listening to? But he's just that. You know how old he is? He's like 22.
You know, he had
The Geese guy. Like, imagine being that advanced at music. It's not. What were you gonna say? It's just.
Well, he was gonna play a set at Bonnaroo, and I was gonna go watch him.
Oh,
It was just
that
him.
sucks.
So he was gonna play the new album.
wow. He's so cool, man.
Yeah. I showed you the picture
I
of
was
him, right?
I was I was mind boggled finding out how young he is.
I like that Black Country New Road album.
That album
I
is
like
great
the
too.
change of pace.
I
with
think
the-
that
Dude, I didn't like Ants
the
Up There.
singer.
for me, I think it's a clear step down from Ants
No.
Up
It's
There.
just a
Ants Up There, I
different-
think, is like
It's just a different band.
pretty perfect album.
Yeah,
I think
it's
that
exactly.
but it's very
like,
different. It's
they
almost hard to
should-
compare.
They
the
should
two.
genuinely like call themselves something
Yeah.
else.
I think
it has like almost no relation.
I do think that there's
Yeah.
a couple songs on that album that I absolutely love. For the Cold Cold Country is one of my favorite songs of the year. I think the way that song plays with time signatures is such a cool way that is not completely isolating, especially if you do have some kind of music background or anything like that. But I really love that song, Happy Birthday,
Yeah.
Bestie.
Besties is so
The
Yeah.
the album that I would have taken instead of Spelling, if I would have just flipped a coin, is the Lucy Dacus album.
Hey.
Yeah.
I really love that album. Shout out to Boy Genius. They were number 2 on my list that year. The new Caliucci's I love. The Bad Bunny album, I'm really
Bad
enjoying.
Bunny.
Bunny.
Cornejo Malo.
The production shit he does, like he's not just like coasting on the like stupid amount of fame he has. He's doing wild stuff.
I mean, the whole thing is just a love letter to Caribbean music, to Puerto
Mm.
Rico. Like, it is just like fully bathing in Latin sounds. It's incredible what he's doing. The Haim album I'm enjoying.
Haim?
I need
Yeah.
to spin
I
it a
haven't
few
listened
more
to it yet.
times, but
Yeah.
I really like it.
There's parts of me that think it's like very commercialized, but there's parts of me like it's catchy.
Yeah.
Why am I mad?
I mean,
You know?
Rostam's all over it. Like,
Yeah.
it's just, it just sounds great.
Hey, you know, good for Austin.
Clipping, guys, come on. Lock in.
I'll lock back in. I gave it 2 listens right around the time it came out. Maybe part of it was me, but I really, really enjoy clipping.
Maybe
like,
it's a little
old stuff, and
bloated,
it just
but
did not hit the same way.
It's a little bloated.
yeah.
It's just like obviously a big part of their sound is being like jarring, but
Yeah.
like I wasn't getting into a groove the way I usually do with them.
Mhm.
Like or in the way that like someone else jarring like JPEG can get you, you know.
Where are you guys at on the new Sharon Van Etten album?
love it. That I was going to mention that one.
I really,
Really good stuff.
I really love like 65 to 70% of it. There's like again talking about the bloat. I'm just like I just wish that there was a couple tracks that were a little bit better. Again, going back to the whole theme of like a lot of albums that I really like, but not a lot of albums that I love. But
Yeah.
Sharon Van Etten is just still one of the most underrated
Super
and
talented.
No, she is.
under-discussed artists of our
She's
time.
one of those artists, and there are a ton of these artists that
So
put out-
consistent.
put out music this year where like I feel like I'm not like enough of an adult to be fully into, like, you know what I mean? If I feel like if my
Well, you're
prefrontal
30
cortex
now,
was like
so-
all the way there,
Well,
I
We'll
know
get there.
that's what I'm
Go back and
concerned
listen
about.
to
It might never
The,
happen.
the new Weekend album, like you're ready for it now.
oh God, the week.
You have 2.5 hours to kill, right?
My first pick off the board, friend of the pod, Dane, if you're listening, it's Cheek Face.
Dude, Cheek Face is it's a
So
really
good.
fucking good album. It's in my
Yeah.
top 10.
I
easily right
I
now.
could have easily taken it.
It's
I've
really
listened
good.
to it probably more than like 90% of.
I
stuff.
think Art House is like one of my favorite songs of the year. I love that song.
They're just so
Living Lo-Fi is a
and
fucking
it's a
banger.
different type of funny than Viagra Boys. It's a lot more controlled because like their lyrics are all like punchline jokes, like they're like written jokes.
Mhm.
Viagra Boys is like an insane man like yelling,
Yeah.
but who's very funny. Cheek Face is like telling jokes but while singing them. It's really interesting.
Sounds like cake.
Yeah.
I mean they're
Very much cake.
very
inspired.
cake.
Gotta shout out Flip Turn also. Gotta shout out King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. Men I Trust put out 2 albums. that are
Flip
good.
Turn is really interesting. I think I said this to you, but I feel like if they had come out in like the mid 2010s with that sound, they would have gotten a huge record deal, and they would have.
Yeah, they're like Folsy, like kind of.
They're just very so 2010s. They're very like they fit in right there with like Alt J and like early Glass Animals to me.
Right.
They're just here now.
Japanese Breakfast.
It's a good album.
Shout out to Jay
Pop.
Brecky.
Love in Orlando, great song.
Yeah. Oh, a couple
Pup I was a bit disappointed by, to be honest. I think that it's their second worst album, in my opinion. Only worse than only album I would put worse than that.
See, this was the first Pup album I listened to, and I enjoyed it.
Dude, Morbid Stuff.
Morbid Stuff is a masterpiece. I really think Pup the band is
The
a
Unraveling.
really, really incredible album. And the one before that, The Dream Is Over. I think all three of those albums are very, very good.
Really good video game people didn't talk about enough. Split Fiction.
I haven't played it yet.
From the
I really
It
want
Takes
to.
Two.
And if you want to play with me,
I'd play it.
Oh, on PC?
I have it. So,
PC?
yeah,
Let's do it.
Is it cross-platform or?
it's PC. I have it on Steam.
I mean, I have it. I can get it, but on like a non-PC.
Whoever hits me up first gets to play with me.
Jesus,
Okay.
I played like the beginning of it, and that's it. And then my partner just ditched me.
That's fair. You know what? That happened whenever I was playing It Takes Two. As I was playing It Takes Two, and then
That's a bail.
no, there's the whole sequence.
Bitch Gaia.
Well, how dare you come? I'm gonna fucking kick your ass after this. Also, no, it was a thing where there's the one challenge where you have to like kill the stuffed animal. It's like a metaphor for like, and honestly, it's really upsetting. Like, there's a couple of things where it's just like, yeah, this is like kind of, even for me, is like, this is kind of an upsetting thing that I have to like play this game and right now, like, but it's cool. I really can't wait to play Split Fiction.
A couple movies. Steven Soderbergh's Black Bag, love it. Bong Joon-ho's Mickey 17. Fuck
Surprised
the
you didn't
haters.
take it.
Great movie. Wes Anderson's The Phoenician Scheme.
Great movie.
Dude, still got it.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely. A couple shows. Poker Face, Hacks, and I'm shocked you didn't take it. Everybody's Live with John Mulaney.
I have not watched all of Everybody's Live.
Okay.
And that's why.
It's very good.
Of course it is.
He fought 3 teenage boys
I
on live
do know
television.
There's a lot of stuff that's like about to come out.
Oh,
That-
dude, yeah.
Like
I mentioned, Death Stranding is waiting for me.
Mac,
I'm about to be on the beach.
Mac DeMarco has a new album coming out too. I don't know if you listened to the new single.
F1 is coming out this weekend, which we saw. We could have
it
technically
could have
drafted
been
it
draft eligible
because by the time we post this,
That'd be fucked up. I mean, is it worth drafting?
I know you
No.
mocked me. I mean, I don't know if we were doing like a long list of like our top 10s at this point in the year, F1 would probably make my top 10 because it's just like a good fun time at the movies. And it's really, and Joseph Kosinski knows how to fucking shoot an IMAX. Like, I don't know what more you want. To that point, Tom Cruise jumped from one airplane to another airplane this year. And I'm going to go ahead and stake my claim right now that I don't think I'm going to see anything better in a movie this year because I saw one man jump from one airplane to another airplane. And at a certain point, we're overthinking things for what we want to see captured on films. So that's my thing for that.
He should honestly, like, he should do like a Jackass collab.
yo,
That's essentially what he's doing.
Yeah, basically. I know it hasn't gone super wide yet, but my favorite doc I've seen this year is Pavements.
When is that?
Come on now,
doc. I don't know what's happening with
Is
that
it
movie.
Neon? Who's got the distribution for that movie?
That's a good question. I'm not really sure.
Is it ever?
It is like a half documentary, half fake biopic of Pavement. It's really
starring
fucking
DeJoe.
Starring DeJoe
DeJoe.
as the Pavement,
Malcolmus.
Mr. Pavement.
Don't hate him.
Um,
He's a beast.
it's
I've never even I don't know. I don't.
it's
know
really
anything.
fucking. It's
I want it
just
back in Chicago,
unlike
I feel
anything else that I've ever seen. Shout out Alex Ross Perry. Two other albums that I just wanted to at least give mention to. Arm's Length and Charmer are two like very much in the emo pop punk space right now. They both put out albums. I would say both of them are like very much like I was talking about with Brett, friend of the pod, Brett, where it was just like Arms Length an album. Sounds like Arms Length.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like that. And I think that I wanted them to level up.
They need to take a step up.
They didn't really level up. It's kind of just on the same level as the last album, which is that like it's pretty good. And like live, it would rock. But like it's just like I want a little bit more. Like you have all the ingredients there.
Here's
I
the
want
thought.
you to take the hot mulligan step.
Here's the thought, because we saw them live. They have one too many members. They need to kick someone out.
Because they have 3 singers.
They have like 7 guys.
Yeah.
It's like maybe live, sure, but like you can hear too much going on.
Yeah.
Like in the recording, it's like we have diminishing returns here. You guys got to tighten up a little.
They've got a couple. Honestly, Charmer has a lot of my similar kind of complaints with it, but it's still like it's a good, fun album. Can we talk about disappointments?
We have to.
I'll buzz through these quickly. Car seat headrest, boring as shit, dude. That album fucking puts me asleep. I've tried multiple times. I think the album sucks. I'm sorry. And listen,
Long COVID.
I have previously had a car seat headrest album as my number 1 of the year. I don't.
That's
want
right. You're an ally.
I'm here.
Have you ever tried dressing up as like a little fox?
I do every time that I'm playing my hentai mommy game on the
toilet.
Nintendo Switch 2 on the toilet.
One of those is just the car seat headrest album.
Wait, so
I'm
you're
sorry.
sitting on the toilet, but
I'm dressed up.
The tail butt plug remains in.
Oh, it always stays. It's in right now. There's a reason why like the camera isn't seeing my ass. Only if you subscribe to the Patreon, you send us $20 a month. Well, you get to see this little fur tail that I got. The Weeknd, there's some good songs on there. It's just
too many songs.
Fucking long.
Too
man.
many songs.
I actually think there are some really good tracks on there, and they've just gotten completely lost.
Well, with the movie, it's a shoo-in for the Good For You Butt Award.
It is an absolute good for you.
Ooh.
Here's the thing. I'm seeing the Weeknd live in a couple months. I'm seeing the Weeknd live in a couple months. Can't wait to see it live. But I think if I had to make a guess right now, I'm going to guess not going to be a lot of like the deep cuts on this one that are coming through on there. So bummer, especially if this is like the end of the Weeknd that he's going out on like a pre-mids album.
He's going to
And then I'm sorry, Squid was my single biggest disappointment of the year. I
like it.
Coming off of but think about what we were coming off of the O Monolith.
Oh, yeah.
I know you're like, oh, I like it. Think O Monolith that was like,
That's my
we have
number
the
one.
making of something special here. And it's just not that.
Bright Green
Not even
Field
close.
was definitely their best. And then O Monolith was also great. This album is just, Drew nailed it. They just got way too artistic and they just thought they were like much cooler than they were. But it's still really good. It's got really good like a story element to it. So each song is about a different like coward that they talk about. That's why the album is called Cowards. So
it's called Cow Arts.
Cow Arts. Oh yeah, because the sign thing I got. Yeah. I don't know. It's still good. I like it, but it's hard for me to like revisit a single song.
I was ahead on liking them, and now I'm ahead on being done with them, because I felt this way about O Monolith a little bit. It's just, I mean, and it's not even like them being necessarily pretentious. It's just like when you're that talented and that artistic, like sometimes you exit the realm of like making like structured like good music, and they, I think that train left the station a little bit.
Drew, I just want to say, like, if you're looking for a band that has like real like consistency to them, can I just offer like Coheed and Cambria, which has now released their 10th album, and they have been making
the father of make
for
believe
25 years, and
the 5th pick.
Someday it's gonna be
WBAM
like
draft.
the episode where like Squidward likes Krabby Patties secretly. Like you're gonna catch me.
it'll be like it's all going straight to your thighs, all the Coheed that you're listening to.
You're gonna find me at a concert in like a disguise.
All right. Thank you all.
Oh
Thank
my
you
God.
for listening. Please
How
remember
do I do this every time?
Every time it's
And the thing
curse
is,
of Danny.
we only got into this. We didn't even touch the high noons.
Next time, baby.
well,
Please rate, review, and subscribe, like, and comment. Let us know your thoughts on everything we talked about, all our picks. Check out WBAM.net. Get every episode in your email inbox. Join the Discord. Get in the conversation. Patreon.com/WeBottomMic. $5 a month. Thank you, Danny. Always a pleasure.
Yeah.
Any final words?
I would love to be back soon. We'll talk how.
Oh, game? Perhaps?
Maybe.
New game?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you'll definitely be back for Listomania. Until then, next week we're taking we just gave you a 3-hour podcast. We're taking the week off, a little vacation, and then we'll be back.
You gonna watch The Pit, Hunter?
I'll watch The Pit.
Watch
I'm
The
gonna
Pit.
watch it while I'm on a plane. I'm going on a plane in a matter of like hours at this point.
Oh.
So
Where are you going?
He's getting off the island.
Undisclosed.
He's
Yeah.
going to Love Island.
I'm going.
He's
I'm
the
in
new
the
bombshell.
I'm in the bus. I'm the
Just
new
show us
bombshell. No,
What's up,
I'm gonna
guys?
like
The
lock
father of make believe is here.
Do you guys think how long would I make it on Love Island? The same way like we do the thing of like how long would you make it on Survivor?
I mean,
How long
dude,
would I make it on
unless
Love
Guy is there, you don't stand a chance.
What about your innie? They should do
It's-
like a Severance Love Island crossover.
I really think about how like these people are like not people who go on this show. Like you obviously, and you know, they had to put up like a little like message on the last episode that was like anti bullying on social media.
Oh wow.
Because like people get online and like DM them and shit, and it's like no, don't do that. And maybe saying this on a podcast is sort of the same thing, and I'm a bad guy. These people are so dumb.
Has there not been
bad.
anybody who's like tried to gamify it yet? Like one like smart guy who's like, oh, I know, like I'll go and like play the game, but then,
Oh,
like maybe
yeah.
in confessionals, I'll like be like, I know what's fucking going on here. Like I know
No,
what I'm
because the thing is, the people are the ones who end up voting for if you win, and the
doing. Oh,
people.
because it's American
the
Idol.
public
style.
has to like you.
Yeah, and the people have
so
to
do the
like
people.
your relationship and feel like it's real. And nowadays a lot of the relationships are just straight up people like pretending to like each other because they know they could win
Yeah.
money. But whatever.
Stick around for Superman. Stick around for Fantastic Four.
Yeah, we were
When are
so
we getting
close
a
to
Love
diving
Island
into a Love
episode,
Island
dude?
pod. Ernie's
around
like,
for
please, I just want to end this.
We need a Love Island episode
Facts.
with Annabelle Mitchell.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Just the girls. Okay.
Thanks,
Super-
Danny.
Yeah, Superman.
Thanks, Dan.
We love you.
Check it out. Love you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.